Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode review. This one's going to be for Season 4, Episode 23, Tokka versus the World, or Tokka versus the World. So we've only got 3 episodes left after this one, and I think my impression, based off, I think I've only looked at the episode titles for the next couple of episodes, is that this is probably the last kind of not plot-focused episode of the season. Everything else is going to be, I think, fairly important kind of character stuff. That said, overall, this episode was fine. Like, I don't think there was anything like hugely problematic about it. It was just not the most amazing episode, because obviously the whole idea of like them having Chompy since like relatively early in the season hasn't really been addressed all that much. I only really remember like maybe one episode after that initial episode with Tokka and Chompy, where we saw like Raph messing around with Chompy. So it kind of, to me, highlighted what the show always tends to do with its plots. It forgets about them for like a bunch of episodes, and then it decides, okay, we are committing and completely resolving this plot point right now. There's never a sense of build-up to anything happening. It's always just, we're dealing with it now, it's over, one episode, boom. Occasionally it does a two-parter, but stuff like this, that's not the biggest plot point. It tends to just be like one episode like this one. As I said, I liked what this episode did. It just dealt with, they have Chompy, what happened to Tokka. She was caught in a supernova, but was she killed or not? Turns out she wasn't. She's heading back to Earth. How does the Earth deal with the fact that this legendary monster is coming to Earth? And will she be angry with anyone for, having her child? And that's basically the episode. Like, it was just them dealing with, like, how are they going to get Chompy to Tokka before she reaches Earth? And then the Earth Protection Force, EPF, working with Bishop to kind of use Krang technology to defend the Earth, but he's also kind of like, the Earth needs to defend itself. That was interesting that we just got introduced a little bit to the kind of like Earth military, I suppose the section that is in response to kind of otherworldly threats. But again, they were just like basic kind of enemies that were basically just there for Tokka to destroy by the end, and I didn't really feel too strongly about them as characters. They obviously do the thing where Bishop tells them not to attack Tokka, but they do, and they kind of incite the fight, and then the Turtles get drawn into the battle as well. And after that, it is basically just, her destroying stuff until the Turtles get Raph up close to Tokka, and he's able to explain to her that he did really, really care for Chompy. Chompy likes being there on Earth, likes Raph, and where she feels that, like, the Earth like stole her kind of child, he's actually like enjoying, thriving, having an amazing time on Earth, probably a better time than he would have just with being on her back or whatever, going around like star systems, that there's more kind of fun interactions to have being with them. And so she actually decides to let Chompy stay on Earth. I didn't expect that to happen. I almost really expect them to just completely brush aside that kind of plot point of just, they have Chompy, she comes, takes him back, and they're off together. Maybe at the end they would do something where like Chompy has like a huge growth spurt, and suddenly it's just like, oh, we got rid of him at just the right moment because he's now like huge, there's no way we could have like stored him. But they do present the idea at the end of the episode that Raph is keeping Chompy, and Chompy is going to grow. But who knows how long it's actually going to take before Chompy grows to the point where he would be kind of unmanageable. Raph seems to be pretty confident, just based on the fact that he's, I assume, had Chompy for a couple of months, and the growth hasn't been huge, that it's probably going to be like hundreds of years before he gets out, like hugely big. So if the show goes on much longer, in terms of like season 5, 6, maybe longer, it'll be interesting to follow how big Tokka gets and stuff like that. Chompy, I mean, gets. They could do something like in the next couple of episodes where like the Turtles are in a bad spot, and then sudden growth spurt hits Chompy, and Chompy is suddenly a big factor in the fight, because Chompy's already demonstrating the ability to breathe fire out of its mouth and backside. So, you know, there's a potential for like some interesting stuff with in terms of the fights by using the fact that they have basically a young, legendary kind of creature on their side. But of course, I think it would be a bit of a stretch to just instantly have the size just go up to the point where Chompy's suddenly a huge threat to anything in battle. But again, they could do like a time skip before the next couple of episodes where we jump ahead a couple of months and Chompy is bigger, but we're not exactly sure. But I suppose coming around kind of towards the end of the video, like as I said, there really wasn't a lot to this one. I don't think there's a ton to really talk about with the Earth Protection Force. The whole I like the conversation that Raph had with Tokka, and the fact that they really got across that he does care for Chompy, and that came across very clearly to Tokka, and that's why she left him with Raph. That was probably the best part of the episode. I think prior to that, it was just again a kind of another excuse for them to kind of just have a bunch of fights happen. That, oh, we'll have like army vehicles in this one, we'll have a kaiju battle with this giant kind of beast, kind of Godzilla style. And that was fun. It was fun to see them animate that, and you could tell that it was something like different that they don't always do, and that was the kind of unique aspect of the fights in this episode. But again, like this show, what it's missing is not fights. What it's missing is kind of big character moments, emotional stuff. And so I definitely prioritize looking for that stuff over the action, because we almost get too much action in this show to the point where it really undervalues a lot of the fights, because fights happen in like every episode. So yeah, I'm pretty much going to end the video there. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode. Obviously, my general thoughts are just like, it was solid, but like it didn't blow me away, but it also didn't do anything hugely wrong. It was just kind of an episode. It dealt with something that was notable to the plot, the fact that they had Chompy. It dealt with it pretty well, but it was a one-off episode with like no build-up to this really, and I don't think there'll be much reference to it after this. So that's really the thing with this episode. It's just, I think, a solid, you know, 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10 kind of style episode. Not a ton to say about it. So yeah, in the comments let me know your thoughts were on the episode, and I'll just finish by saying, link to my Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon campaign, and PayPal donation link are in the description below if you want to follow me on social media or help to support my channel. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.